Festival of Lost 2023 officially launched this past Tuesday, and as always, it brought along some new weapons for players to grind. This year we have 4 weapons to grind for compared to last year's 3. Today I wanted to take a look into each weapon, discuss what the best perks to get for them are, and then decide if they're worth your time or not. If you'd like to skip to a certain weapon, you can find its timestamp in the description below. With that being said, I'm SniperKH, and let's dive into it. Let's start off with weapons in the kinetic slot, which we only have one for this year, being the Horror Story Auto Rifle. This 450 RPM auto rifle has returned for yet another year, but this time it has a pretty solid perk pool. If you wanted to get a PvE version of this weapon, then I'd highly recommend Demolitionist and Frenzy for a powerhouse of an auto rifle in most content, especially if you wanted to get a good weapon for grenade builds in PvE. For PvP, you could definitely find some use in dynamic sway reduction and target lock, although there are definitely better options, namely the M and AR2. Speaking of better options, while I do think this auto is pretty good for what it offers, this weapon struggles to offer something that Quicksilver Storm or Rufus's Fury doesn't already do in PvE, and falls short of doing something that the Amit doesn't already do, as I've mentioned. If you want to get this weapon and try it, then go for it. But if you're looking for the best of the best in the kinetic slot, then you can certainly do better. Since the Horror Story was the only weapon in the kinetic slot available this year, we're moving on to the special slot, which offers 2 weapons, being Jurassic Green and Mechabre. Starting with Jurassic Green, the 540 RPM pulse rifle came equipped with some solid perk options last year, and this year it has only gotten better. For PvE, you'd find Subsistence and Incandescent to be your best option for a strong pulse rifle for ad clear. However, I find this weapon will have a larger potential in PvP as it offers some of the best possible options for pulse rifles. I feel that Keep Away and Headseeker will be your best option for this pulse rifle, although Golden Tricorn can be a fun option if you're going for an ability focused build within PvP. That being said, is Jurassic Green worth it? Well, it's actually a pretty solid contender for PvP pulses. That being said, in PvE it's not bad, but you can definitely do better with finding a better ad clear weapon, as pulse rifles in PvE are not that great. However, in PvP, the only pulse rifles I found giving this weapon some competition are Autumn Wind, the Messenger, and Oversoul Edict, which I think Jurassic Green could go toe to toe with all of them. So if you wanted to get Jurassic Green for PvP, then I'd definitely recommend it. Next up we have Mechabre. The 72 RPM sniper rifle has some hype going into it last year thanks to a deadly perk combination it had, but that hype shortly died down. This year the sniper is back, but the perk combination didn't change too much for this weapon to really cause any commotion. In fact, if you wanted to get a PvP role for the sniper, which is where I feel this weapon will succeed in, then the snapshot sights and opening shot role that most players have gotten last year is the best role you can still achieve. If you wanted to get a PvE role for this weapon, then Triple Trap and Vorpal Weapon will be your best choice, but there are also other snipers that will do Mechabre's job better than it could do, not to mention that snipers are still in a rough position. So yeah, I'd recommend just crafting a succession and calling it a day. For the final weapon we have to cover, we have the Acosmic Grenade Launcher. This 150 RPM grenade launcher might as well be called the Acosmid, as this weapon has nothing too special going for it. In PvE, your best role would be Field Prep and Explosive Light, which would make it a decent DPS dealer. For PvP, you'd be better off just getting a different grenade launcher, like the Regnan, as this weapon offers nothing valuable for PvP. Regarding if you should even grind for this weapon, I find it to be a hard no for all aspects of the game. While it does have some appealing perks for PvE, rocket launchers are still the best option for DPS in the heavy slot, and even if grenade launchers were to be the best for DPS in the future, you'd find more success in a grenade launcher like Cataphract GL3 from Trials of Osiris, or Regnan, which can be crafted. So yeah, don't waste your time on this weapon. With that being said, that'll wrap it up for today. If you found it helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel for more Destiny 2 content dropping weekly. If you've been supporting the channel for a while and would like to support me even further, then consider becoming a member of the channel today. If you're interested, then click the join button next to my channel name for more details. Otherwise, feel free to check out my other social media platforms linked in the description below. With that being said, I'm SniperKH, and I'm out. Good luck with gaming.